can move to the Q&A session.
That's great, Dr. Shankar. You're with humanistic in your approach, in spite of being a data scientist. We are very much happy to have you here on this day, giving away a fantastic presentation on bringing out the evolution of data science with a lot of good examples. And one that has stricken my memory so much about that McDonald order. Starting from there, you also have put in a lot of effort in giving away how best that this emerging field is useful for rest of the rest of some 10-20 years. In fact, some of the questions which also have slightly touched those areas that you have covered in your talk. I think that you are being a scientist, you have sensed that these kind of questions would also be appeared. And we are very lucky on the EdGroom platform. You have shared your expertise, and I hope the participants would have definitely enjoyed thoroughly the lecture of Dr. Shankar. Do we have Mr. T.B.B. Madhavan? Are you there? If you are there, Madhavan, you may unmute yourself and then you can ask your question. If not, I can read out your question. The best in data science rather than other computer courses? This is what his straight question, a very general question.
As I told already, so let's not define as a data science or machine learning. So today I have given one example. Today's scenarios, everywhere we are collecting the data. So today is a data world. So you could think of data jobs. Means the data jobs are three kinds of jobs. Means like if you take any data, we store it. That is what we calling it as a cloud computing. You how to store, because everyone you see now today, everyone mobile also they use like a Dropbox or Google Drive and so on. That is a storage jobs. So how to store data storage. When it comes every person, right? So every business, they are spending a money to store it. So means like how to securely to keep, that is a data security. So the third job is, which is we call it as a data scientist, which we do it, how to bring the value out of it. Means like how to generate the business from it. So there are three kinds of jobs in data itself. So you is like a person need to decide what kind of person he has to, and what kind of attitude he has. It means like he wants to be simple, so he can choose it data storage, because less efforts, there will be more competition as well. And data security, there are a lot of programming involved, because you have to use a lot of intelligence to keep secure the data. So that is another aspect. If you are in a business mindset and mathematical mindset, then you could go for a data scientist. I'll give a simple example as a data scientist. Almost like 5 years ago, we had a retail data. So there is one example is like we got a data to analyze it and to present it. If you're looking at it, there is one example, diapers and Oreo biscuits. There are two types of sales we have to see it. When we're looking at it, so as a human intelligence, we have to play it. If it is a simple software engineer, he will tell like diapers are highly selling, Oreo biscuits are not selling. That's what is inside from the data. But as a data scientist, we should also use our human cognitive knowledge, and we also should recommend to the business person what has to be decision. So means what we see it, if we're looking at it, biscuits and diapers, both are childs. Mostly it doesn't mean that adults won't eat the biscuits, but generally biscuits more eatable product for a child. So you combo. So means like you reduce some profit in diapers and some profit, you make it a combo. So we played this kind of tricks. So that is, we not only analyzing the data, we also bring the business in it using a business knowledge. So this kind of jobs, and not only this, and there are a lot of other fields also, like Internet of Things. Their internet is going to be a world. But one problem compared to the data world and other internet fields, right? There are a lot of AI is also ruling out these programmers. It's like today there are a lot of frameworks are we are doing it. Even we are developing one framework which if we give a syntaxes, it also generates the programming what way you want it. So what is going to happen is over the period of years, all the programmers are also going to be obsolete. So that is the way. So every place, if you can think something where the less competition and also human knowledge is placed, yeah, like where human knowledge is required, and also where you can think it in a social benefits. And simple term to say, if you are a good in making a people lazy, you are successful. So that is the choice he has to decide.
That's fantastic, Dr. Shankar. We have one more question from Arhan. Are you there, Mr. Arhan?
Arhan, I think he's there.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Sir, good evening, sir, everyone. And I'm Arhan. So, from the past 10th class itself, I'm very much interested in computing, sir, like programming, big data, deep learning, and all, sir. So, as I decided to pursue my career in the computers, and finally, after doing a lot of research and knowing a lot of facts about computers, I'm finally interested in artificial intelligence, sir. And because not only about strength, not only about its salary, and also seeing its future, and it's going to provide hot jobs in future, I want to pursue a career in AI engineering, sir. So, what should I aim to become an AI engineer, sir? And what's the scope in the future, sir?
The feature I have, so I told you, right, is like a one simple example. What is going to make is AI is going to rule the world at least next at least 2 to 3 decades, definitely. So after that, we don't know. Definitely in at least 1 to 3 decades, definitely AI is going to be ruled. Means a lot of things are going to come up. So even there is a technology one I've seen how much true. I don't know whether we could live till 2060 to 2070. There is a one controversial use is that so humans are not going to talk each other. So when you think, so it automatically transfers my thinking to you. So that is the way of artificial intelligence is progressing. So if you want to become a good artificial engineer or a scientist, right, you should think few things. It's like how human thinks, how to make a system, how you think. Means like everyone previously, right, the system used to be complex. Now what AI is thinking is how human thinks. Similarly, how we can make a system. Means like the simple way of making a systems, so easy way of attracting the users. Means like anything you have to think what way you think, that is the cognitive knowledge. If you can make it, that is a good AI engineer, I can call it as. So if it means like if we could reach to the users, so indirectly I already told, right, if you make person is a addictive and make human is a lazy, then you are a good AI engineer.
That's fantastic to listen from you, Dr. Shankar. In fact, we appreciate this young man, Mr. Arhan, who has put in a bold attempt in making his choice somewhere around school, in the school age group, somewhere in class 10. We really appreciate Mr. Arhan to have this kind of an aptitude, thinking. Uh, I think it is connected to Shankar's idea, today's speaker's idea. You must have noticed the last slide when Shankar was talking about people are three types. You are in the last type, or you are in the center type. Maybe you have imagined the future, and then you have come up. You are coming up with your choice. Definitely, a groom would be very happy to receive you, kind of a wonderful young man, to go ahead and put a lot of good effort in changing your career that is associated with most wanted choice, most wanted area of AI. And at this time, I just wanted to put a funny anecdote. When I was a young man, especially in Vishakhapatnam, when ATM centers which have come in to existence. Some time back, when we have been inside the ATM, one of the ATMs, there were a couple of members who were discussing about this ATM's working condition. I astonished to see that. It was truly happened in my presence. People were talking about ATM has a man inside and a man who is going to deliver the coins that we demand or currency that we demand. I was surprised to know about it. And later, the whole history is now running around data and then post data science and then artificial intelligence. Emerging things are coming in. This is definitely a welcome factor. And as Shankar says, this Arhan like young man has to definitely grow with AI as his major. And we have next question. Mukesh Battul, are you there, Mr. Mukesh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you just unmute and then ask your question, please?
Yes, sir. Sir, what is your best preparation strategy that you have followed in the 11th class or from the starting of your age? That I want to know, sir, because I had asked many of the experts, they had given some. And what are the best colleges or institutions to get a better grip on this AI and technology in USA?
I will suggest don't follow anyone. Okay, every human is different. If you follow someone, so you may fail. Okay, so if you see, I'll give you a simple example. Don't think is like which is a great university. If you think about our great personality Satya, our place, right? So if you see, he did not come from a great university. Okay, that's one thing. And the same example, I'll give you Microsoft itself. So if you see 2000 or 90s, what Microsoft did is, so if you take about any operating system or any Microsoft applications, what they did is they did nothing. So what they took is the general operating system, they brought into a user-friendly application. So the Microsoft is a user-friendly application. What they build is from the BIOS, they build another top of some layers, which is your Microsoft OS, right? Which is a user-friendly XP system, or today we are calling as a Windows. Same thing is you are talking about a PowerPoint. All those are there. Only thing is user-friendly. The Word. It also is like there is different kinds of version of the document editors were there. He brought into a user-friendly application. So means from one application, he built something useful component and brought it. But when Satya took over, right, he did not follow the Microsoft founder, Bill Gates. He did not follow. So what he did is, so he saw the new changes. What he trying to do is, whichever is a competitor. Previously, he used to copy, replicate of others. So Bill Gates used to copy from others. Means is he used to make similar thing is user friendly. But Satya what did is, so whoever the competitor acquire it. That's a new trend. He did not follow to develop a new application, acquire that competitor itself, because it's very difficult to make another product at this kind of technology evolution era. So I'm telling one example. Don't follow anyone. So you know yourself. Every human is unique. But one thing I could suggest you. See, today is a day. See, nowadays there is no internet. There is no information. Okay, so don't compare with us. So when I tell something, it may not applicable for you. But one suggestion which I could tell you, whatever, see, you may have different kinds of combinations of doubts. So when you want to ask, sometimes you may feel shy. So Google is there today, YouTube is there. You type your combination. Only the thing is, you should have a patience to type, and you should have a patience to go on pages and to make your own summary, what to be make, and always follow your passion. So one thing, your discipline. I'll tell you one, you need to be disciplined. I'm not saying hard work or dedicated. See, I'll give you one example. People think like, I wanted to reduce a weight, I want to go running every day, I want to go gym every day, but it's not happening. Means like everyone, what happens is they go running, they go gym, they after coming they will eat again. So there is a discipline is missing, right? So means I'll tell you that you have to keep your discipline and follow your passion. Automatically success will come. So irrespective of field, today I'm talking about as a data scientist, I may recommend is a data science. You could do different field, any field. Even if you start with thinking of any field, you should have your passion and discipline. There are a lot of people is like a small jobs, they reach to a lot of success. That's my suggestion, my own perceptions.
Yes, sir.
That's fantastic. As Shankar says, lead, follow, otherwise graciously leave the way for others. It is fantastic. As Shankar sir mentions, it is not you have to follow others and you have to create a way. Thank you. And now we have one more question from Likhit Kandepu. Are you there, Mr. Likhit?
Yes, sir, I'm done.
Yeah, please.
So I thank Venkatesh sir for giving this wonderful opportunity to interact with Shankar sir. So coming, my name is Likhit Kandepu. I'm studying class 12. So I have a question that from my childhood, I was very much interested in this preparation of this mobile. I don't know how I got this idea, and because we have seen a drastic change from button phones to this Android phones, and some are saying these phones are going to change and going to improve more things in future. And so I was very confused to take which brands to prepare this mobile. Like some are saying artificial intelligence is more used to prepare a mobile, and electronics and communication engineering is used to prepare this mobile. So I was in dilemma. So I want to ask Shankar sir that if I take electronics and communication engineering and studying the subjects of data science, will it be uh, good that I get a good employment after 10 years or 20 years? Even I take electronics and communication with studying this data science AML subjects.
Okay, good question. If you look back at 20 years back, so there is, if you see all the engineering branches, it's all evolved from physics and mathematics. If you see electronics engineering, so it's also part of mathematics. You have to use it every communication, you have to derive some mathematics and also some of the physics principles. If you take electrical, is same thing. You might have studied in your 12th standard. So chemical engineering. So also is like some of the combinations of, so there are a lot of civil engineering. So all the engineering is evolved from these three subjects, physics, chemistry, and mathematics. But what's happening today world is everyone, so previously from these components is derived into different branches. Now again what they are trying to do is they are making as a unified computing. Means again all these branches are interconnected. Means if you take it any branch, it is electronics or electrical. I showed some of the example, even I showed electrical systems, right? Even a communication. So everywhere, so everywhere the people are, if you're talking about I have done is communication projects as well. See, means we have a telecom log data, and also when the customer is losing the information, when the how many times the router is failing, all this data. So how to make customer satisfied, means like his internet, how to make his internet is stable. So if you take everything is interconnected today, it's irrespective of branches, you should have some kind of a data understanding. So it's like even if you take a civil engineering, you used to have previously as just designing and building. Now you have to use a different compositions of if you see it, what is the before building itself, yeah, people are using virtual reality to visualize it, the building, and also they use a different composition to simulate a building. So which is also as a data. So you are synthesizing the data, you are simulating the data, and you are generating something. So before building itself, you know what kind of building is going to come up. So even a lot of applications, if you take about every field, there is a artificial intelligence component, irrespective of field. But one thing is that domains are becoming a narrow and narrow, because artificial intelligence is taking upper hand, and it is coming as a unified. So I strongly recommend, if you are a passion to go with any specific branch, you are free to choose it. But if you wanted to be quick win, you want to be a quick winner, so then choose specifically data science, or your narrow down path of data, or you choose a computer science, because everywhere you need a programming. See, and one thing I'm sure, if any like Hari sir and all is like, please excuse me, but most of the things today's our curriculum, especially our Indian curriculum, right? Whatever we study 4 years, you're not going to use even a 5% of your curriculum. Okay, and again, one more thing is happening day to day. They're not going to ask your certificates, how much knowledge you have. Almost like more than a decade I'm living in abroad, no one asked me so far the certificates. So all the people, if they are paying you $1,000 to you, so they will expect 10 times of $10,000 worth you have or not. That is what every business is looking at you. So that's the mindset you have to think, is not the branch, not the technology. So you have to, as a previous student question is also similar to you. So you follow your passion and also make it towards the technology. So your passion is different. Every person passion is different. The passion you choose into a technology towards. Okay. So branches, I strongly don't recommend which branch, because what I suggest, it may not helpful for you. So definitely I'm going to tell you, data going to be ruled at least next 1 to 2 decades. So data world, in the sense, all the artificial intelligence, everything is interconnected again.
That is well said, Dr. Shankar. In fact, I recall one of the poet laureates of America. Long back, we all have studied the same poem written by, maybe Likith could have also studied this poem in his school age. Maybe Robert Frost, of poet laureate of America, who has written a poem named "The Road Not Taken."
Yes.
I really, I really appreciate the spirit of Dr. Shankar, who is not just being a scientist, who has known what a humanism is altogether. He could not directly guide you to take up something what you have now liked, and who knows that the future would be definitely dependent on the same. I never have thought that I have studied literature and I can teach technology students. I was truly a non-technical student, and a teacher could really depend much on the technology today. So it is not my repentance that I did not take the road. What a fantastic answer given by Dr. Shankar, connecting to those humanistic approach of the road not taken. Likith could be definitely anticipating which road to be taken, and I know your roads are diverged in yellow wood, and less traveled by can be chosen, and later in the future definitely you may repent, if not this road, I would have taken some other road. So this is the life, this is humanism, and Shankar has mentioned it very clearly. Thank you, sir, for your enlightenment on that.
One more point I wanted to add. See, I am as an electronic communication student. So I was during my BTech days, I was not liking to learn any of computer science subjects. My Java, you guys see, one of my elective subject, it is compulsory. My pass grade is just pass. That's the worst subject marks I got it in my whole career. But eventually it dragged me to the computer science side. Then masters, somehow I end up into embedded systems. And there also I wanted to link. That is where I choose an embedded systems. I don't wanted to end towards a fully computer science. But end up in my PhD is I developed a BIOS system. See, that's a deeper. I end up into a computer science. So the person is, if you're looking at it, my destiny is complete opposite. So that's a status you may end up as well. So don't think it's like start with the patient what he wanted. So then the destiny will decide.
Yeah, definitely. Even Shankar, it happened to me also. The last webinar I used to hate physics when I was in intermediate, right? Now I ended up becoming a physics teacher for last 20 years. So definitely, as these guys, definitely you evolve through your process, and definitely you may not become what you thought right now, but you may end up in different fields. But like what you're doing, that's what he meant to say, right?
You can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Sir, my question is that now I am actually preparing MPC, and next year there are many ways to go into engineering, no, sir. Then how is CSE or data science similar and different? Means what are the factors that we can choose that?
See, as I said, there is no much difference on a computer science and data science. So it's just like if you see some of the universities, there are computer science and information technology. If you're looking at both are not much differ. So even a computer science, you will be taught the fundamentals of all the programming, all the computer science related. There are some unrelevant as well, but that is the fundamentals to any data science or anything, right? So computer science is the fundamental. So it's like a foundation layer to the data science. If you start data science directly without your fundamentals, you are starting off it. So I strongly recommend, if you are interested, to go with computer science and take more optionals in a data science related subject, so that you build your foundation. Also, you are learning it. Or if you choose the data science, you have to learn by yourself. You see, a lot of universities is like going with the hype. See, it's like I think a Vishwa Post is a sexiest job. So that's a fancy word is coming, data science, data science. See, it's like if you see 10 years ago, some time in Amirpet and all, people will teach like C, C++, Java. That is a hype. So now data science is jobs. Everyone are teaching is a data science, data science. So if you don't have a fundamentals, and directly if you teaching as a data science, means like a building without a foundation. So that's what is going to happen. It is like you're without putting any foundation, you start building the walls. So I strongly recommend choose a computer science if you are interested to data science, and then take more data science electives or courses. If let's say if you want to choose it, because in a job perspective, I wanted to people see me as a data science specialization person, go ahead, but make sure don't forget it to learn your fundamentals, even if your curriculum has it or not. So you should learn more on fundamentals.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
That's great. That's great. And we have one more. Mr. Benny, are you there? Would you like to ask your question? This is Mr. Ashrit Chandu. Are you there, Ashrit?
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
Is that I've heard from a lot of people that data science and AI ML, they need mathematics. Mathematics is a vital key to these subjects. May I know how mathematics help understanding the machines?
As I told you, right, I also shown one slide, the Venn diagram, mathematics. Definitely, so data scientist means you should have three key knowledge. One is a mathematics. Computer science means like little bit programming, little bit maths, and the third is a business intuition, means like business knowledge, how you think of a problem. So when it comes to the mathematics, right, I showed some image. So every data, if you talk about every data or image, whatever you take it, computers look into a numbers. Okay, all these numbers are going to be mathematically performed. So if we take a simple example, right? Yeah, for a data. So what data science mostly is you forget about a machine learning or AI or something. So when we have a data, generally what we have to do is what is happened. So that is a one question business used to ask. Can you find out what is happened? So from the given data, we also need to see. So means like a past history, we can only see the trend. So if I show the trend, business may not be interested. So we have to show some correlations. Means like the simple mathematics correlation, right? So from one column data to another column. So that is a simple correlation. So that is a mathematics involved in it. So that means like if I have a X column to the Y column, so X versus Y, what is happening? That is a simple correlation. I should show it. And also I wanted to predict what is going to happen from this data. Again, I need to put a lot of computations, means like some of the combinations, a lot of mathematical permutations and combinations I have to use it. So that is also mathematics. So every machine learning algorithms are mathematics. If we take SVM, most of the things are matrices. So most of the things, the beauty is day to day is happening is you are not need to know every simple mathematics like 5 years ago, what we used to learn as a data scientist. Today, if you want to use a simple machine learning algorithm, it's like a random forest or any algorithm, you just call a name, it does. But generally, if you know the details of what is SVM or what is a random forest, what is the machine learning algorithms of each and every behind what is happening, it will be well and good. You know what is happening from the data. So if you have 10 columns of data, which column is important, which column is non-relevant, all those also you can do a simple mathematics analysis. If we take Excel sheet itself, there are a lot of mathematics analysis. So many people doesn't use Excel as a good tool. Excel itself, you could do it like a 50% of data science job. There are a lot of mathematics. You can see the correlations. You could find a p-value, you could find a z value, you can find a mean. See, and one more thing is simple analysis from the data, mean, average. People think is like there are a lot of things is mean and median is same. So there are a lot of things are different. All those things also, everything is like same. Mean means that is also mathematics, right? So everything is a mathematics. But only the thing is we don't look into very deep in it. That's it. Because now formulas and our softwares are helping in that. You just call a mean and it gives you the value.
Thank you. With this, let me call it for a day. And we had a very good time with Dr. Shankar and founders of Edgroom, and of course, very exciting participants. And before winding up this happy, energetic session, would like to just recall one of the known factors that India or even in the globe, nothing should go waste. And if anything goes waste, not a problem, but education as well as energies must never be put in waste, because hard work is always rewarded Laziness, I don't know how well that is being punished, but it should be punished. But here, Ed Groom strongly believes in um, giving away a kind of respect to the hard work in the name of questions and in the name of discussion, in the name of forum. There's a lot of energy must have been put in. So, taking that energy into consideration, we have got our speaker today who rises around five speakers so far who have put in right effort in asking questions, for whom Edgroom offers some gift coupons. And I request Dr. Shankar to read their names out or recall their names and then mention. So we'll be very happy. Before ending of the session, this is most important, as Venkatesh says.
Yeah. Thank you. Um, Thank you, sir. We would happy to announce winners of our coupons. The first name is Mr. Arhan. Second name is Mr. Mukesh. And third person is Likit. The fourth one is Vinay Madhav. The fifth one is Ashrit Chandu.
This is fantastic to listen from Shankar sir, who is an expert of this talk. Definitely, these people who have acquired today the gift cards, definitely they'll be a right energetic amount of energy that they have put in is always appreciated. So with this, I hand over to Vishwanath and Venkatesh to wind up the session by giving vote of thanks.
Vishnu, you want to add anything?
No, so let's thank other folks who post questions in it forum.
Okay, sure. Yeah, congratulations to these students who have posted the very good questions. And guys, we'll send you those gift cards to your mails, and you can redeem them, the Amazon gift cards, and very soon you are going to get them. Yeah, I personally thank Dr. Shankar. You have done a very good job, and definitely it will benefit a lot of students. And myself was very excited to know more about this because I used to have a lot of confusion. I used to ask Krishna every time, what is machine learning? What is data science? What is ML? That's what the question I posted. Then one day he told me that everything comes under this AI. Okay. So these are all the subparts of it. So now I got a full clarity. And thank God you didn't mention that teaching jobs are going to be outdated. So we are fortunate. Definitely, you said a lot of jobs are going to be what you call as obsolete, but teachers, we need to change. Everything is changing around the world, and definitely as a teacher, I think we need to update. And definitely, you did an amazing job, and I think a lot of takeaways in today's session. And I should thank Haribabu who spent a lot of time with us today. And you are the best thing happened in that group. And I thank Vishwanath and Srinivas and all the members who given us a lot of support to conduct this webinar. Shankar, Dr. Shankar, we wish to have more this type of sessions in the future because it's just a beginning. Yours is the first interactive webinar. So definitely we tried our best. We got a very good registrations, but maybe because of so many factors, people will come and go. And in the coming webinar, definitely we are going to show more numbers on the screen because it is the first webinar and we remember your journey. Thank you once again, Dr. Shankar.
Thank you so much, sir. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Wish you all the best to all the students.
Definitely.
Okay. So, if any question, they are free to reach us any point of contact. So, we are very happy to guide them.
Yeah, Shankar, I request one thing. We have a forum. So, whenever in weekdays, if you have any time, please, you can post the answers in the forum because a lot of
sure, sir. Sure, sir. I'll do that.
Yeah, that's a better thing so that students can freely express their doubt there. Okay, once again, we wish to continue our journey together because we need your support. This is what Edgroom is all about. We want to enlighten the students. We want to give information because if you look at this Likit, he has a lot of confusion. So there are so many students they're thinking that which branches to choose if I want to become a data scientist. So as you rightly mentioned, every branch you can choose, right? So if
Yes,
you
sir.
want to become a data scientist, any branch is okay. And our journey definitely take a lot of time. I once again thank you, Dr. Shankar. Hari, thank you once again. You did a very good job today. And I thank all the participants, the parents, the students, all the well-wishers. Thank you once again.
Thank you and wish you all the best to everyone. Huh? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Vishwa. Special thanks to Vishwa.
He is the man behind the screen.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Hari, sir.
Thank you, Andy. Namaste.
Okay. Namaste, namaste, sir. Okay.